What's up everybody and welcome to my new Yu-Gi-Oh video talking about the brand new Phoenix Gearfried card coming to the OCG and TCG. Now keep in mind when watching this video is that I am a Yu-Gi-Oh Duel Links player and my review on this card is definitely going to be different compared to a different channel that normally does TCG and OCG content. And the reason why that I wanted to make a video on this card in the first place is because Phoenix Gearfried was my favorite card of all time, mostly for nostalgic purposes nowadays, and I wanted to just kind of make a video talking about my thoughts and feelings about the revamped version of Phoenix Gearfried that's coming into the game very soon. A little bit of backstory on why Phoenix Gearfried is kind of my favorite card of all time is basically it was one of my first boss monsters ever for playing Yu-Gi-Oh! When I was a little kid. Getting into Yu-Gi-Oh! I watched the Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's anime, and by the time my birthday came around, my dad let me go to Toys R Us, and with some sort of budget, he allowed me to kind of get whatever I want within his budget. And what I did is that I bought two different structure decks with that without any knowledge about Yu-Gi-Oh! So, it's always great to learn the game with the structure deck, but I bought two structure decks that were on the shelf because they looked really cool, and I bought the Warrior Strike structure deck and then whatever the zombie one was called at the time. And now hearing about all these different structure deck revamps that's been coming out, like, the zombie one got revamped, there's been, I think, a spellcaster one got revamped, and all that stuff. Going down the line, I was finally waiting for the announcement of the revamped version of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Warrior Strike structure deck, and recently, a couple days ago, actually probably a day ago at the time of recording this video, the new version of Phoenix Gearfried literally just got announced, and I am really excited about it, but at the same time, kind of disappointed about it. So that's the point of today's video and why the title is like that, is because I'm both really happy that there's a revamp of Phoenix Gearfried, and then there's like some things that I'm disappointed about when it comes to Phoenix Gearfried. So let's get into today's review of this card from a Duel Links player's perspective. Let's get into it. Also, just for fun, I wanted to show you guys my first copy of Phoenix Gearfried. This card has definitely been through the thick and thin over so many years now, because I got the Warrior Strike structure deck when I was probably like 10 years old or something like that. So here's my old copy of Phoenix Gearfried right here. The camera focus on it. It is well loved. It has been used a lot and all that good stuff right here, but I still have this card to this very day, and it is my favorite card of all time. So in this segment of this video, I'm going to be talking about the brand new Phoenix Gearfried card, and I'm going to be calling it the Divine Phoenix Gearfried because I'm going to assume that once it gets ported to the TCG, it's going to be called something like Divine instead of God Phoenix Gearfried. And I'm also going to be talking about the previous, or I guess technically current, Phoenix Gearfried card that we have in the TCG. I'm going to talk about the new and old one in today's video. Also, another thing that I got to keep in mind before I talk about my discussion about the Divine Phoenix Gearfried is the fact that the translation that I'm going to be used is probably going to be a little bit different than the current translation that we got from Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization and places like that. So right now I'm going to pop up the exact translation that we've got so far from Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization, but the one that I'm going to be talking about is going to be one that has the text different from but from what I could tell, the text is pretty much going to be like, it still does the same type of thing in here. So let's get into it. So right here we have Divine Phoenix Gearfried. This is a 9-star fire warrior effect card. You can banish one equipped spell from your field or graveyard, special summon this card from your hand. At the start of the damage step, if this card attacks, you can equip one other face-up monster on the field to this card as an equipped spell that makes it gain 500 attack. Maximum of 1. When a monster effect is activated, quick effect, you can send one face-up equipped card you control to the graveyard, negate the activation if you do destroy that card. You only can activate each effect of Divine Phoenix Gearfried once per turn. So that is the Divine Phoenix Gearfried, or aka Gone Phoenix Gearfried from the direct translation. Now let's go talk about the original Phoenix Gearfried right here. So the original Phoenix Gearfried was an 8-star fire warrior Gemini effect monster. If you guys don't know what Geminis do already, basically what they are is that this card is treated as a normal monster while face up on the field or in the graveyard. While this card is a normal monster on the field, you can normal summon it again to make it become an effect monster with this effect. And once you have this card Gemini summoned, you can do this effect. If your opponent activates a spell card, you can target one Gemini monster in your graveyard, special summon that target. During either player's turn, when a spell/trap card is activated that targets a monster on the field, you can send one face-up equipped spell card you control to the graveyard, negate the activation if you do destroy it. Also, I forgot to mention too, the Divine Phoenix Gearfried has 3,000 attack and 2,200 defense, and the old or current Phoenix Gearfried has 2,800 attack right there. Now, first things first, I do think that this new revamped Phoenix Gearfried is actually pretty good. A couple of the effects that I like a lot right there is its effect where, one, you can banish an equip spell from your field or graveyard, and especially this card from your hand. It actually is pretty good because you could combo it with cards like Supervise. Supervise is a really good equip spell for Gemini monsters because basically they give your Geminis their effects, and if your Gemini monster gets destroyed while Supervise is equipped to them, you can use Supervise's effect to basically special summon that Gemini monster that just got destroyed and special summon it back onto your field. So after you have that whole shenanigan combo going on over there, now that your Supervise is kind of useless in the graveyard, you can actually use a Divine Phoenix Gearfried to banish that Supervise and then special summon this card. Now, another effect that is super freaking good is that when this card attacks, you can equip another face-up monster on the field to this card as an equip spell and make it gain, or make this card gain 500 attack. That effect is crazy good, just simply because of the fact that you can be attacking your opponent's monster and be like, you know what, your monster is currently face up on the field. Let me go take that and equip it to my card. That's a crazy effect right there. Really crazy. And that effect alone is definitely going to make a Divine Phoenix Gearfried never come into Duel Links for a very long time, because just the fact that you can just take one of your opponent's monsters and put it on your field, or use one of your own monsters and equip it to the new Phoenix Gearfried, which is really cool. Also, with this last effect, when a monster effect is activated, quick effect, you can send a face-up equipped spell card you control to the graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do destroy that card, you can literally have that happen by, like, after you take your opponent's monster or you use one of your own monsters to equip to the new Divine Phoenix Gearfried, you can literally just use that new equipped card that you just equipped to your monster to negate an effect, which is really awesome right here. And with this card, you can only use each effect of God Phoenix Gearfried or Divine Phoenix Gearfried once per turn. So that means you can literally use all three of these effects in the same turn. You just can't do them over and over and over again. This card is super cool, and I'm glad that it is a good card in the game. The only thing that I'm disappointed about and what I'm afraid for when it comes to this Warrior Strike structure deck is that, personally for me, I wish that some way this new Phoenix Gearfried was a Gemini monster. Yes, if this card was a Gemini monster, this would be a lot more worse than what it is right now. The only reason why I'm afraid is that it's not Gemini monsters. I was really hoping for basically a lot of new Gemini cards in this revamped Warrior Strike structure deck. I would love to see a brand new batch of Warrior Geminis from this new structure deck. That's what I was really hoping for. And the fact that this new Ace monster is not a Gemini monster makes me very concerned that we're not going to be getting any Gemini support in general. And I'm probably the only person that has this complaint, especially because, one, I really don't play the TCG and OCG. I'm just a casual player in it, and I like collecting the cards. Like I said, I'm a Duel Links player and all that stuff, but just for my nostalgic ties, I really loved just like learning how to play Yu-Gi-Oh way back in the day, and like understanding kind of like, I think Geminis is a little bit of an advanced type of archetype or kind of like concept to learn, especially when I was a 10-year-old back in the day trying to understand how the heck Yu-Gi-Oh works and all that stuff right here. And I was really excited to basically get a new batch of brand new Gemini monsters to try out in the TCG, and maybe some of those Gemini monsters could have been added into Duel Links. Now, there is still a very high chance that we can definitely get some form of Gemini monsters that are brand new from this new Warrior Strike structure deck revamp. This is the only card that's been confirmed so far, and I feel like that it could have definitely be, there still could be a really good chance that we could be getting some brand new Gemini cards for this from this new revamped Warrior Strike structure deck. But just for me personally, I'm just a little bit sad that this wasn't some sort of Gemini monster and all that stuff right there, because I just feel like it's just taking away from the original concept of the revamp. But if they want to revamp it where they're going to start focusing more on the Warrior Equip side of things and the Gemini side of things, I guess that it is what it is right there. But still, this card is super cool. I think the artwork is really cool also, but I do like the Phoenix Gearfried artwork a little bit more, because I think Phoenix Gearfried's like original artwork is a much more like renowned and refined compared to this one, where it's super badass, but I feel like it's just kind of all over the place in some cases right there. But I still love it. I love the new artwork. The card itself is super freaking good. In a lot of cases, it is definitely an upgrade compared to the original Phoenix Gearfried, but I'm just kind of afraid that I don't think this card is in the whole new Warrior Strike revamp is going to really synergize well with Geminis. I would not be surprised if Konami, in general, whoever is the head of the kind of like making these Yu-Gi-Oh cards and stuff like that, whatever division that's the head of making these Yu-Gi-Oh cards from Konami, I wouldn't be surprised if they felt like just completely scrapping out Geminis as it is, because yeah, Geminis is not really the best type of archetype, and the only time that Gemini cards have seen competitive success is literally just a one-of card that is Gemini's, never been a full-on Gemini deck. So I'm not surprised if they felt like just kind of like just throwing away Geminis, being like, I don't want to play with you guys anymore, sort of meme right there. And I'm not surprised that they would just completely could put Geminis as it is. I just really wish that this card could give us some like, or this new Phoenix Gearfried revamp could like boost Geminis in a sense. And the only combo I can see with Gemini synergy is just using Supervise and special summon this new Phoenix Gearfried through Supervise that's in your graveyard. That's honestly about it. Like honestly, the like only like combo that I can really see for this new Phoenix Gearfried card is that you're going to play Evo. Evo's effect, when it's Gemini summoned and it has an equipped spell equipped to it, you can send an equipped spell equipped to Evo to the graveyard and then destroy a card your opponent controls. So basically what you can do, you can summon Evo, equip Supervise, sacrifice Supervise to pop one of your opponent's monsters or one of your opponent's cards in general, and then use that Supervise that just got now sent to the graveyard to special summon Divine Phoenix Gearfried. You can probably do that, but that's honestly the only combo that I could really think of that could basically have this new Phoenix Gearfried support synergize well with the current Gemini cards in the game. So I don't know, hopefully they add a bunch of new Gemini cards into this revamped Warrior Strike structure deck. I'd like that. That would be awesome, and I can't wait to hear some more information about this Warrior Strike structure deck revamp through the upcoming months. So if any of you guys want to tell me right away when there is some brand new spicy information for the Warrior Strike revamp, be sure to tell me it on Twitter or Discord. Links in the description down below. Love to hear the news about it, kind of talk about my thoughts and feelings about those new Gemini cards and all that good stuff, or just whatever, not even Gemini cards, just whatever new cards coming from the Warrior Strike structure deck are coming out. I would just love to talk about them and make a video on them, because I think it would be kind of cool to just bring more kind of TCG and OCG content onto the YouTube channel as it is. But yeah, I have no clue when the structure deck is going to be releasing in the West. I don't know if they do simultaneous releases, because I know that the OCG structure deck is going to be coming out on the 26th of September. I just don't know when we're going to be getting it in the TCG, probably like a couple months afterwards. So it's going to be a very long time until I can get my hands on the new Phoenix Gearfried card, because you better know that I'm going to be purchasing 3 copies of this new Phoenix Gearfried and just new Phoenix Gearfried card, because like I said, Phoenix Gearfried is my favorite card of all time through mostly nostalgic purposes. But it would be awesome to get a full playset of God Phoenix Gearfried or Divine Phoenix Gearfried, which I'm going to assume is going to be the TCG translation, because they don't want to get any religious. They don't want to get religious and all that stuff in the TCG. So there's that right there. Definitely going to pick up 3 copies of this structure deck. I was just hoping that there would be some super, like somehow they can make like highly competitive Gemini cards. If they made like highly competitive Gemini cards and made like Gemini as a meta deck in the TCG, I'd probably play the TCG. I would definitely like want to get into it if they made Geminis competitive, but it is what it is right there. And yeah, so well, if you enjoyed this rambly sort of video of like both like kind of like good opinions, but of both kind of just like off the wall opinions type of video, please sure to smash the like button on the video down below and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new to my channel. Like I said, I'm a Duel Links content creator, but if this video does well and you guys want to see more videos basically of a Duel Links kind of mindset review, TCG and OCG cards coming to the game, I guess you guys could tell me in the comment section down below and all that good stuff. But I just wanted to make this video because I just really appreciate Geminis and the fact that they're revamping my favorite monster of all time. I had to make a video on it. Just had to happen and all that good stuff right there. So I hope you guys appreciate the video and all that good stuff right there. And yeah, I think it's going to be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody.